So, Coach, full contact scrimmage. What were your instant takeaways off of 5 minutes being done?
Yeah, I just think, the guys have put a lot of work in to get to this point. It's like, really the first time that you actually played football. We do so many scenarios and so many, spot the ball type scenarios that today was fun for our guys to be able to go out and play. And it's a chance for us to really evaluate every position. I think that's really what it's for. This is the scrimmage where, you're playing everybody, and we're really not holding back. I mean, really probably the only guy we really kind of held back was Connor, and we know what he can do, so we held him back. We got to see those other four backs, but every other position, man, we let the guys play, and it'll be a great film to evaluate off of, but I was proud of how hard he went out. I mean, we went about 3 hours today. It was a long, tough scrimmage, but it was well thought out, and I think our guys executed it.
Would you say Joe Royer is as advertised?
Yeah, I mean, you guys saw him, man. He's a talented player. He's got great size. He's a big target for our quarterbacks. He's got soft hands. He can block. I mean, yeah, he can do it all. So we're really excited about Joe Royer. I mean, and you think about it, he's got so much ball ahead of him. He's not played very much ball. And so it's exciting to watch him go out there and have some fun today.
The offense started out hot. Got to be proud of the defense, the way that they kind of bowed up, because they really played well.
Yeah, absolutely. Offense hit, maybe 2 or 3 touchdowns early, and then, it'd been real easy for the defense to start hanging their head. I was proud of how they bounced back. I thought they played solid after that. It was, I thought they ran to the ball really, really well. I thought they played physical. I thought we put them in a lot of tough situations at the end of the scrimmage. We were down in the red zone most of the time, and I thought they really did a good job of keeping the offense out of the end zone and held them to field goals. And that's what it's going to take.
That safety position was struggled at times last year. The talent, the level of talent brought in has got to be relieving for a head coach, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot more depth back there. That's the one thing that I love to see is that, we're competing at that safety position across the board. And the star position too. I've kind of put that in that same category, but there's 3 guys right there that are really competing, and Sanks has really shown up. I mean, as a true freshman, he's really, he'll pull his trigger. He'll come downhill and make some plays. We saw him that, and I think it's been great competition at really all 3 safety spots, and to have at least 2 deep at each position, that's huge for us.
What are your thoughts on the right tackle position?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're battling out there to see who's going to be the best guy. We're going to try to put the best 5 linemen out there to play. I think Phil's done some really good things. I mean, we put Buford out there as well. Of course, he started last year at that position. We're just going to keep rotating and battling to see who's going to be the best. For us, fortunately, though, we feel like we got some depth right there. We feel like we can play a couple guys and still be effective. And I think that's going to be the key.
You think you'll settle in on the defensive line in the coming week or 2?
We've had some guys getting dinged up at that down on D-line. That's no secret, and so hopefully, Cam Wilson was back out here today and was able to get a few reps. Hopefully we get Rutherford back next week. We'll see. We'll see where it ends up. But, I mean, right now we're playing a lot of guys up there and getting a lot of rotation in because we feel like that's the one position where we're going to play a lot of guys anyway. If Corleone's back, he's still going to rotate. I mean, we got to. That's a position where you got to keep those guys fresh, particularly second quarters and fourth quarters. And so, it's great for us to be able to play a lot of guys.
Any update on Jalen Hunt? He hasn't been out there for a couple of days.
Yeah, he hasn't been out a couple of days. No, we're still waiting to see what we need to do on him. Lower body injury. So we should know a little bit more, have some clarity first of the next week.
You put a pod out with all 3 freshman defensive linemen a lot today, and they looked like they held their own.
Yeah, and the thing that you really want from those type of freshmen is to see how hard they're going to go. Scheme-wise, they're still learning. I do think, Parker's probably ahead of the guys. Marquez is a guy who he'll play this year because he's 270, 75 pounds. He's got twitch. He's strong. He plays hard. He's still figuring it out, but I do think he'll give us some great minutes this year.
With the defensive line situation, how crucial was it to get such a deep linebacker room coming into this year?
That's the blessing, I think, to be able to – the guys we brought in at the linebacker room and also that came back, from last year's team, we feel like we got speed across the board. I kind of call it the Maryland crew. The young guys, those guys are very, very talented, and I can see them being great players. They're going to be in the rotation this year. I do think the other guys are a little bit ahead. The guys that started last year, and then Golday that came in, and JT, and JB, and of course Dingle. So we got some great depth right there. So it's going to be nice.
It seems like corner-wise, the coverage the past couple days has been good. The quarterbacks haven't been throwing into wide open windows,
That's right.
and that's got to be another big improvement.
Yeah, we all know we were not very good last year at that at that position and in the secondary. So I feel like those guys have really had a good camp. JY's a lot better, a lot more confident, playing with the confidence that we need. Carroll's playing better. We got some young guys that are playing good out there. They're still getting reps that they need because they'll have some bust being young, but man, they're going to be, their future's bright as well. So I feel like we do have some depth out there. And we're trying to figure it out. Also, if we can get to where we got 4 or 5 corners that we feel good about to be able to play out there, I mean, certainly you need that depth as you head into the season.
Amani Arnold having a pretty good camp as well.
He is. He plays a lot of poise out there, especially at the corner. You got to play fast, but you also want to be poised and not panic. And I think he's been able to do that as well. But he's physical, come hit you, but also he's a good cover guy.
Thanks,
Yep,
Coach.
thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Love defense.